Aaron, obviously everyone always talks about Lambeau, how cold it's going to be and everything. Can you remember what it was like being a NorCal guy, like the first time you played there? Like, how tough is that going to be for Goff or some of those other guys? Because there's really no way they can replicate what it's going to be like, right?
Yeah, it's tough just because there's so many different factors, I think, that you have to deal with, not just the footing, but the humidity and how the ball feels on your hand, how the ball comes off, if there's any type of precipitation, which in this case, based on the weather, would be snow. That changes how the ball comes off as well. So there's a lot of things that you got to try and figure out in a short amount of time. The ball definitely feels differently as it gets below 30, which we're expecting on Saturday afternoon, evening. So it's definitely a change. I remember we didn't have a lot of late games in 05 and 06, but in 07, we had a couple that I would say miserable games. I was on the sidelines for both, but we played in Chicago, which is one of the coldest environments ever. I mean, we always talk about the frozen tundra, but the frozen lake effect of Chicago is tough.
Oh, yeah. Underrated.
In 07, late in the year, we played in Chicago, and it was gusting to 50 miles an hour. And I remember walking on the field in pregame with Favre, and the field was so crunchy and long, you could make an indent, and it was like a 4 or 5 inch indent in the surface. I was thinking, man, are we gonna actually play on this field? And I was so damn cold on the sideline the entire time. And then, we made a run with the NFC Championship and played in minus 24 wind chill against the Giants that year. That was brutal as well. I didn't play in either of those two games, so I didn't know what it was like necessarily to play in that type of environment. But it was really, really cold. And then in 2008, my first real cold game, we played in Chicago on a night game later in the season, and the night before it was minus 40, and I was thinking, how the hell are we going to play minus 40? And it warmed up to the wind chill of minus 16 that night. That's definitely a shock to the California.
Did you get hypnotized?
Body.
Did you get hypnotized? Because you said last week we asked about it because of how big of an advantage it is for everybody to have to go through Lambeau. In the way you played in that blizzard the other week, you almost played better, and you said that you embrace the suck, basically. You think it sucks less than other people do. Was there like a real thing you had to go through to get to that, or did it just naturally come whenever you started competing?
Well, it wasn't any hypnotism per se.
I heard it works.
Mental gymnastics for sure. A lot of it is in your mind. It's the saying "mind over matter." I think definitely does apply when it gets really, really cold, because there's some things you can do that don't help, and one is stand by the heater, because you're making that extreme from the warmth you feel standing next to that warm heater spewing out to 100-degree heat, to going back on the field when it's in the negative wind chill temperatures. That extreme actually makes you colder. So you have to be smart about how much your body temperature fluctuates, and that's just something I've learned over the years.
My move, because I didn't have to go out on the field much, was I would get one of those big burqa-like thing, or what are those things? Yeah, big thing. And I'd turn it backwards, sit on the heated bench. So then that thing's locking me in there. Ooh. And then whenever it was like second and long, and it looked like it was about time, I would take that thing off, just sprint down to where I had to be, go punt, then we're heading right back into the igloo, my friend. Heading right back in there. But I didn't have to actually play. So there's a couple different worlds there.